Second. Good morning. This is live. This is me down here in the office, and I'm joined today
Writing us
by a very special friend in my office. A lot of you are regulars and come here frequently. If you're not a regular, welcome as well. And if you are watching this on Facebook or on YouTube after the fact, if there's no audio right now, I'm sorry, but you can't hear me. We're having a small
echo.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm going to show this.
Oh
my God.
Uh-oh. Nice feedback.
Can everyone wave to each other, and we'll start the service.
That's your fault.
It's Annie's mic.
I would suggest, Rabbi, that you just turn on local to the cloud recording, and then that way you'll have a recording of this that you can do something with later.
I got it. Thank you, Alex, and thanks to Alex.
Mute yourself.
We got some hot mics going on. So usually at the Saturday service, we ask people to keep their microphones unmuted. If this is your first time here, mute yourself, and you'll notice how we're doing. Very exciting morning. I'm going to turn the camera over to my friend and colleague, Steve. Alex, if you could spotlight Steve, and he's going to introduce what our very special we're doing today.
Are we going to start with prayers?
Okay, let's do that with Joe. Yeah. So,
Rabbi Brian.
good morning. So let's go over.
I haven't watched it in like 2 years. His Saturday stuff.
Harry and Nathan, your microphone was hot, so we just muted you. This is a very live thing, and one of the things Saturday service is known for is making people feel good about the fact that we don't do this all perfectly. So, Joe, let's begin us off with our prayers today.
Okay, I will read very imperfectly for you. Ray, Patty, the Ukraine refugees, of course, the Ukraine-Russian situation, Vladimir Zelensky, Francis, Rita, Frida, Betsy M, Patsy, Laura N, Lauren L, Carol, Shirley, Tanya, Jim, Margaret, Shelley, Zoe, Lee, Amy, Greg, Judy, Scott, Jeff, and Ludmila and her family that are actually in the Ukraine.
So we're going to take a minute of silence. I have a clock right up here. When it gets to 30 seconds, take 30 seconds to sit quietly in some type of prayer or thought. I'm having a cacophony of Yiddish words hit me, which is that I'm schlepping. My kishkis are exploding. I'm so excited and thrilled. In the minute of silence of prayer, I was just thinking about how proud I am to be. So I'm going to shut up now and pass this over to Steve, who's going to help conduct us from here.
Good morning. Oh, it helps turn it. Yeah, I'm on. Good morning. Brian asked me to introduce something very special this week. And because he learned from another colleague of ours that you don't predict to the community that something special is coming, because every week is truly something special. Some of you may be not aware that this morning we are going to do something that we have never done at a Saturday service. We are going to be celebrating the becoming a bat mitzvah of one of our regulars, Annie Meyer. Becoming a bat mitzvah in the Jewish community means that a young woman is becoming an adult member of the community and accepting the responsibilities of being an adult in that community. For her parents, it is the beginning of acknowledging that she is continuing the process of becoming independent in an increasing fashion, and they need to loosen their grip and begin to let her go. At first with training wheels, and then only as backup. If we were a regular synagogue, Annie would have been studying Hebrew in order to conduct a service from a prayer book, reading from the Torah scrolls, and from the prophets in what's called a haftarah. She would then teach us a lesson based on that Torah portion. Now, it should be obvious to all of you that we are not an ordinary synagogue. And those are not the skills we expect from our leaders or our members. We have a different style of service and require a different set of skills. Islam teaches that we human beings have benefited from a continuous line of what they call perfect revelations brought to us by prophets. The Torah through Moses, the Christian testaments through Jesus, the Quran through Muhammad. These new revelations were needed because when left in the hands of us fallible humans, we muck it up. And a new revelation is needed to get us back on course. Baha'i came along to correct Islam. The Mormons have their revelation. And then there are the religions of the East, native religions, religions from all over the world, and on and on. I believe that in this group we have a similar but slightly different understanding. We see all scripture and spiritual writings as human documents seeking divine wisdom. We do not recognize any single one as containing the perfect truth. We see truths in all religious wisdom and seek to learn from them and allow them to influence our lives. Our teachers and leaders teach us all kinds of spiritual wisdom, and we in turn discuss it and try to learn from it. Those of you who attend regularly know that Annie has been with us for a very long time. She is mostly quiet during the first hour, but if you stay on for donuts, you have heard her observations and begun to notice her wisdom. Annie has worked with Afia to lead us today and to teach us. And so it is with great pleasure I take her away from her father and hand her to you to be our teacher this morning.
Woohoo!
Oh, okay.
Right.
Guess I have to actually sit now. Okay. Hello. Welcome to Saturday service. Like always, I have a bunch of index cards, like what my dad has, because he's insane and he doesn't write on normal pieces of paper. Sorry. In this service, I may be.
You know I can mute you, right?
Sugar Papa.
During this service, I might be roasting many of my family members. Don't take it personally, except you, Emmett. So today I'm going to be running my dad's service. I don't know if it's going to take the entire time. It will not. Or if it will take 15 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. And we've decided to disappoint my grandmother, and instead of doing it in a synagogue like all my other cousins did, we're doing it here because I want to join this community as they join their community. Let's see. Okay, I want to give special thanks to members of this community, to Joe for always being the nicest person of my entire life, for Kip for just being super brave and super sweet, for Alex for handling tech so my dad doesn't go insane, for Steve for helping me with stuff, for
late.
Emily for being the sweetest person on this planet. Let's see, for Rita, my pen pal for a while, and my sister, kind of, not really, but it's weird that we're related, and Mayor. And if I forget any of your names, just know that I love you so much and my family loves you. Anything you gotta say?
Good luck. Okay. Good luck. You can do it.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay. Okay. So I have 2 lessons that I'm going to teach. One is about my family's traditions, and one is about our family motto. The first, what did I say the first one was going to be? Our family's tradition, yes. So my mom is a Catholic schoolgirl. So she married a rabbi, again, making my grandma very disappointed. We celebrate many holidays, which could be viewed as a good thing. Could be. We celebrate Christmas and Easter for my mom. Then we celebrate Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, Shabbat every Friday night, and Passover. My mom really just cares about Christmas, so it doesn't really matter about Easter. So we don't celebrate that vividly. But so every Friday night we sit at our dining room table and sit together and force each other to actually be humans and interact with each other. And to other people, it's amazing. For when my friends come and visit, like, it's challah bread that my dad bakes every week, and it's just spectacular. For us, it's like, oh yeah, it's Shabbat, yay. So, and every week my dad asks a new question. Typically, it's not new, and it's the same boring thing as I'm going to go around and say what I like about everyone at the table.
It's really rough living here on Friday nights, having to hear me tell you what I like about you. It's awful. I mean, seriously, I know y'all feeling bad. Go ahead. Would you lay off the roasts a little bit?
If you help any of these, I'm blaming a few. Let's see. So these questions, when me and my brother were little, they used to be, what superpower would you want? Or what would your dream house be? Now, sadly, they're deeper and we have to actually think. So to us, it's easy. It's one thing that you're proud of yourself for, one thing that you love about yourself, one thing to just describe each person at the table, using one word. So for my first activity, I would like all of us to go into breakout rooms and have a Friday night question. Now, what's that question, you may ask? Thank you for asking, Joe. It is.
You're welcome.
Manishtana Halayla Hazeh.
Yeah.
The question is a Friday. The question is a Friday night question that we do frequently, and it is what's one thing in your life that you're looking forward to in the near future? So I'm going to have Alex put us all into breakout rooms. It's happening very fast. And I want you to share one thing that you're looking forward to, because it's a pandemic and it's kind of hard to look forward to some stuff. And if you have extra time, because I know we always have extra time, I want you to share little kid question, like what me and Emmett used to say. Something like, what would your dream house look like? Or what superpower would you want for a day? Or what's your favorite Mario? I don't know. So for my first lesson, I want everyone to go into breakout rooms. Alex, can you set that up? Oh, no.
Yep, we're ready to go. Just give the word and I'll open them up.
Okay, so I want to make sure I understand. So everyone's going into breakout rooms and they're saying, what was it have to do with the pandemic?
Look forward to. Looking forward to in the near future.
One thing you're looking forward to in the near future. I knew that. I was kind of just doing it. Said it.
Dads can be so irritating.
All right.
Dad, let her lead the service.
If you think, if anyone, if people don't want to go into breakout rooms, you're always welcome to stay in here. I will be reading dad jokes off the internet. So
Very tempting.
incentive to not go into breakout rooms.
Okay, rooms are now open.
You have your dad jokes ready?
Well, I'm going. Okay. Well, this is something that I did not pre-plan. Okay. Who wants to hear some dad jokes?
So hold on. Most of them are leaving. And your Aunt Sari and your Uncle Jeff.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see some dad jokes. My wife said do lunges to stay in shape. That would be a big step forward. No, that's not good.
That's awful.
Yeah, joke.
You look fabulous, Annie. You look
Thank you.
fabulous.
Singing in the shower is fun until you get soap in your mouth. Then it's a soap opera.
Dutch.
What did you do?
This one is so good you can't even say it. It's up there.
Oh, I told you to laugh first.
Why do you follow Will Smith in the snow? Oh, that one's so fun.
Oh, you tried the Fresh Prince.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Proud of you. What? Oh no, this is like a classic. Everyone knows this one. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet?
What?
Supplies. Okay. What did the ocean say to the beach?
Nothing, it just waved.
We're on a roll.
Sorry.
I only know 25 letters of the alphabet. I don't know why.
Ooh.
That one's funny. Skeleton walks into a bar and says, "Hey, bartender, I'll have one beer and a mop."
Oh, I get it because it needs a mop.
He's the one to mop up.
Yeah. Thanks for explaining. Oh, this one's good. Where do fruits go on vacation? Paris.
That's not a good one.
That's an amazing one.
Okay.
What did baby corn say to mama corn? Where's popcorn?
Oh.
Thank you, answer.
Alex, how much longer are those?
4 minutes and 12 seconds before I recall the rooms, and then 1 minute after that. So,
Where do boats go when they're sick?
Harbor.
To the dock.
To the boat dock, yeah. How do you get it? Oh, I love this one. No, I have a joke. It might not be good because I'm just thinking of a squirrel says to the other squirrel, "I tried to have the you are what you eat. I tried to do you are what you eat, but then I just realized I'm nuts." Get it? Because the squirrel eats nuts, and nuts is
Aunt
like.
Sari muted herself.
Got it.
Yeah. Aunt Sarah, can you laugh, please?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself?
It had a flat.
No, it was too tired.
Oh.
This is my best favorite part of the service. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up? Oh wait, no, I just said that one. What did hat? Okay, what did one hat say to the other? Stay here. I'm going on ahead.
Oh. Nice.
That one makes sense. Why did Billy get fired from the banana factory? He kept
Why?
throwing away the bent ones.
Oh,
Don't get that.
why did Bill get fired from the banana factory? Kept throwing away the bad ones.
They're all bent. Oh, they're all bent.
Good. And Sarah, you caught up.
Oh, thank you, Uncle
I'm
Jeff. Dad, can you put on my shoes? No, I don't think they'll fit me. He does that all the time.
Oh, okay. Now I'm unmuted.
Okay, what is 7? Wait. How do you make 7 even?
How?
Add one.
Take away.
Take away one.
Take away the S. S in.
Yeah, take away the S.
Oh,
Oh.
How does a taco say grace?
How does who say Grace?
The doctor.
Let us pray.
That's just
That's tacos and lettuce. It works on multiple levels. What concert costs 25 cents?
Oh, I know that one.
Nickelback.
Good job, Ellie.
45.
Nice. Yeah. And he got it on sale.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh, okay.
Annie, are you getting out of the database?
Oh my God, you're not funny.
Sure, that. I used a guy walks into a bar and he was disqualified from the limbo contest.
He didn't do the limbo, Brian.
And 2 vegans get in an argument. Is it still called beef? Haha.
Limbo bar. I didn't get that. Okay. I don't get that one, Annie. If 2 vegans get into an argument, is it still called beef? They can't eat beef.
Annie,
Oh,
Annie,
thanks. Now you
a rabbi, an imam, and a reverend walked into a bar, and the bartender says, "What is this? Some kind of a joke?"
Oh.
That one's not good. Now, what's good is, do you want a box for your leftovers? No, but I'll wrestle for them.
Oh, box.
That's horrible.
I'll play that. You say that one's horrible. I'll play tic-tac-toe for them.
If a child refused to take a nap, are they guilty of resisting arrest? Hey, that's funny.
Good one.
Let's
I think
see.
that's my favorite.
Okay, one more.
So the breakout rooms are coming back.
I used to play piano by ear. Now I use my hands.
Ooh.
They like that.
Uh-huh.
How does that apply to the French horn?
Oh, I made a
Meg.
pencil with 2 erasers. It was pointless.
Oh.
Oh, how do you make a Kleenex dance? You put a little boogie in it.
Oh, did we get you in time for a dad joke?
Yes. Well, of course, one more. I've got a great joke about construction. But I'm still working on it.
What was that?
Nice.
Wait, is everyone back?
Yeah, we're all back.
Yes, we're all back. Some loud.
Okay. Hello. Does anyone want to share what they talked about or anything that anyone discussed or something that you've learned from this activity or something, blah, 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 blah.
We learn more about
You
your
see
family.
Uncle Bob's hand up, Annie?
Uncle Bobby?
Yes, I just mentioned the looking forward to the war and war being over, and how challenging it is to really stay focused on anything else these days. And maybe it's just because I'm a news junkie, but the level of suffering in the world right now is profound, and I think it's so important for all of us to be aware of that and to pray and to do whatever we can do in our own little way to mitigate the suffering.
Thank you, Uncle Bob. Let's see.
You see Hillary's hand up?
I do, thank you.
Okay, good.
And Hillary, go ahead.
So I am a little bit more selfish, I guess, than Uncle Bob, because what I'm looking forward to in the near future is coming to Portland and having Shabbat with you guys, because I am one of your friends who comes to Shabbat, and I'm like, I wish I was a part of this family every Friday and I got to do this and answer the questions.
Well, thank you very much. We're looking forward to seeing you. Anyone else want to share what they're looking forward to? Okay.
Mooley's got his hand up.
Mooley, go ahead.
Well, two things. First, I want to thank a higher power because Maggie went through her nursing exam, and I believe that she passed it. And piggybacking on that, we're praying that next year she may get a job in the continental United States. I'm retiring next year, so plans are to move to the continental US, and who knows, maybe I'll be able to meet with some of you guys face to face. So that's the
Next year in the USA.
Next year, yes.
Portland's good.
Okay, anyone else? Let's see. There's a lot of people on here. So I have to go. You see any hand?
No.
Okay. I'm happy that
Rob got his hand up.
Oh, who?
Rob.
Rob, go ahead.
I'm looking forward to the present.
Ooh. That's good.
Oh my God, Annie's so grown up.
It's tricky.
Hi, Ellen.
Hi, you've gotten so grown up, Annie.
Thank you.
And beautiful. Hi, Bri.
Okay. Ron, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I'm just taking off to do the national parks. And one of the things I'm really looking forward to is dropping in and visiting Alex and Scott in Lompoc.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so with that, let's move on to our next activity. Let's see. I had notes, but now I have to go back to the doc. So after watching my dad do this for a really long time, I've noticed that there's no real transition. He kind of just like looks at he just kind of says like, okay, what's next? And then just like rattles his paper.
That is the transition.
By that logic, I'm just gonna say what's next. And here's some rattles.
I believe that's called natural flow.
Segue.
I told you I'm gonna be.
Love you, Annie. I love you, Annie.
Okay.
Love you.
Next. Do you have the graphic
slide? Yeah, no.
Don't put it up. I'll tell you. I'll go like that.
Okay.
When you. Okay. So I want everyone to raise their hand if you've made a mistake in the last 24 hours.
Sure. We all do.
Here I have.
If you've made a mistake in the last week.
Well, if we did
That do.
Well, if you made one in the last 24 hours, you made one in the last week.
Maybe one in the last 5 minutes.
Well, some people who haven't made a mistake in the last 24 hours has made might.
You
okay.
made your group bigger.
So 24 hours, good. A week, good. If no one's made a mistake in their last week, how many people have made a mistake in their life?
How many
Yay, Ryan.
mistakes do you want to talk
How
about?
many?
Annie?
How many,
Human.
So
how many hands do we have?
Two. So yeah. How many hands do you have? I think you have two. So I just had to guess that everyone was gonna raise their hand, and I'm very happy that people raised their hand because this would not have turned out very well. So because everyone has raised their hand about making mistakes, I want to discuss my family motto. Dad, now. Signal.
Dun, 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 dun. Boom.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. Does everyone see my father's or rabbi's? No. Right.
Now we do.
Thing. I would like a volunteer to read this. Anyone? Right.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Gets to learn.
Everyone gets to learn.
Learn.
You can learn it.
I didn't see the three. Oh, okay.
Great. Okay. So this is our family motto. This has been our family motto since the day that my brother has been born. And I would
Nice how you include him.
Woo! Whoever just laughed, proud of you, because that was actually not supposed to be a burn because it was invented on the day my brother was born.
Oops. Emmett, I think you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Emmett.
Oh, God. It's cold.
I would like to ask my mom to tell the story of how this became our family motto, because she always makes stories like 15 minutes longer than they should be. So, Mom.
Sure. I was born in West Virginia. Okay, it's not that. I'm not going to start all the way from the beginning. So, Brian and I had been married a very long time. We'd been together for 11 years before we had Emmett. And we were very, very excited and took all of the, classes that we should and we were supposed to before Emmett was, before we became parents. And, we're pretty sure that we were going to be able to do it all pretty easily, like most new parents. And I gave birth. And part of that story is that Brian did very sweetly cry for 2 hours straight after Emmett arrived. The minute we saw him, Brian cried for 2 hours, couldn't stop. And then they moved us from the labor and delivery room into our room in the maternity ward. And, a couple of hours passed and I'm in the bed and sitting in the bed and Emmett's being held by one of us. And we realized that Emmett's diaper needed changing. And
Already?
What we were sure to be a relatively simple thing for anyone who's been around newborns. Some of their first diaper changes are very complex. And so I was still in the bed and Brian, of course, took Emmett and went to change his diaper. And
Brian.
we had never changed, I don't think he'd changed many diapers before, Brian, but I could see him getting overwhelmed. I could see Emmett was squiggling. He was tiny. We didn't know how not to hurt Emmett and, that sort of thing. And I looked across and I saw Brian's face kind of in overwhelm. And I just said to him, I said, hey, everybody, I think Brian, you had the diaper the wrong way or something. And I said, hey.
I diapered his head.
Okay. Everybody makes mistakes.
Burn.
And everybody gets to learn. in our family. I said, and out of my mouth said, that's our family motto. That for our version of the Mayer family, of which there have been many generations and many iterations, that's our family motto. And from then on, it became something, even before Emmett was, toddling around, that Brian and I would begin to say to each other when we felt like we were just falling behind, or we were overwhelmed, or we had screwed something up as parents. So that is our, that's it.
When?
So it leads to a tremendous amount of good things. And I'll let Annie talk about that.
Thank you very much, Mom. Okay. So, because I am running this service, I can do whatever I want, nepotism. I would like to assign some homework for this week. And if you're new to the service, my dad assigns homework to everyone. It's more spiritual and not multiplication worksheets.
Multiple choice.
So I would like everyone to, if you make a mistake or if someone around you makes a mistake, I would like you to just remember this family motto, and I would like you to remember that you are human, and every single member of this community has made a mistake. And if people who are new to the service also don't know that my dad gives away raffle tickets, which is yeah. So,
do you ever do a raffle, Brian?
Next week.
Just wondering.
Always next week.
Or he gives away stickers that he puts on his phone to have them always be a part of his thoughts because they did something good. So this week, if you remember that you're human and that humans make mistakes, you'll get a raffle ticket. And that is my homework for you. Thank you so much for letting me share. And I'm going to turn the service back to my dad.
Excellent.
So we're supposed to make a mistake now?
Way to go, Annie.
Thank you, Annie.
Oh, really?
Beautiful.
Wow.
Annie.
Way to go, Annie.
Wonderful.
Felicitadas.
Felicidades, yes.
Be happy. Don't worry.
Your audio isn't working, Brian.
Oh, there's a mistake. Yes.
What's
Unmute yourself.
Lead by example.
Still no audio.
Everybody makes mistakes.
We all learn from your mistakes.
Can you hear us?
Now we can.
Yes.
Yes, now we can.
Yes, now we can.
You can hear me now too?
Yes.
Yes. I can hear you now.
Yes.
Let's just use that moment as shall we?
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
If you did a ratio of how upset you were watching me talking to a mic that was off, and on the other proportion of the ratio is how frustrated you would get at yourself for making a similar mistake.
Oh, a big difference.
Oh, they really take that.
A little bit. Tiny. Not very much.
Hey, I still have my license to teach math, so here's how it's gonna go. You're gonna take the amount that you were frustrated by what I just did talking into a dead mic, divide by how frustrated you would be. I'm assuming most people have a number that is less than 1.
Yes.
For you, yes.
Oh,
Right?
totally. Yes.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
Yes, for you. For me,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Well, you mean the fraction? Yeah.
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 So
So
it's a little number on top and a really big one on the bottom.
right. So if this is A and this is B, you're having that A is less than B.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And who said you would never use algebra again in your life?
You're wrong.
You're always trying to sneak algebra in.
I love
He's a
it.
math teacher, uh-huh.
I'm
It's part of your life.
I'm wondering if we can't extrapolate out from that. Is the amount that you're willing to forgive someone else their trespasses, to use a phrase,
Yeah.
greater?
She is wonderful.
Are you willing? Now, if you're hanging out with assholes, it might be a different scenario.
Right.
You just corrected me. If you're dealing with fucking assholes, it might be a little bit different. Oh, I thought that was funnier than you guys did, but all right, fine.
If you.
I think there's this, we can stick with that moral though. That maybe we are not annoying the people around us as much as we are annoying ourselves.
Yeah.
Wackadoodle. Because what's the one thing you actually do have control over?
You.
Your choices.
How annoyed you get. Yeah.
How did you get? Now, not to say that we can instantly do that. We can't just go, oh, I'm never going to get annoyed at myself again. It's going to be it's incremental change. Right? If we can keep making B less than it was a little bit at a time, let's make this a thing. How are we going to remember this week to do what Annie said, which is to forgive ourselves when we make a mistake, because everyone makes a mistake. How are we going to remember this week that we are part of the everyone who makes mistakes?
We look for ways to grow.
I wrote it on a piece of paper, which I'm going to stick up.
Ooh.
Let's do that. I'm going to go minimalist. I'm going to say, take a piece of paper,
A note card.
a note card, put it in your pocket. It doesn't even have to say anything on it.
Put a rubber band on your wrist.
Put a rubber band on your wrist. That's a good idea.
As long as it's not tight.
But we're doing it. It's not about the card. It's not about the rubber band. It's about the moral. And the moral of the story, we need to forgive ourselves for our own trespasses as we would forgive those who trespass before us. Yes, Bob.
Sign in the significant. Sure. Come on.
Bob, you have your hand up, bud.
Yes, I think the best way to remember that is to make a lot of mistakes.
Oh my God, I love it.
Go fuck something up.
What if next time you made a mistake, you said, I'm doing the homework Bob style.
Sophia has her hand up, and does Emily too.
Sophia?
Yes. I was just going to offer that I learned something from Annie about how to remember things, which is just to write it on the back of your hand and the front of your hand.
Oh, I like it.
So just to keep with Annie's wisdom.
The next time you make a mistake, you tell somebody, I'm doing my homework.
Yeah, I love
Hey,
that.
awesome.
There, I'll make a mistake. Yes, Emma. Oh, wait, special raffle ticket if you do it right now and you show your hand during the service. We'll give you a special raffle ticket. We'll give you 2 raffle tickets today for that.
Oh.
What an incentive.
Emily, what do you say? Emily, your hand is up. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Can you hear me? Yeah. I changed the motto slightly, one word. And I changed it to, I make mistakes, I get to learn.
Thank you for that.
Awesome.
That's
awesome. Awesome.
Annie points out that that everyone has the right to make their own family motto as well.
We're autonomous.
There was another hand I think I saw up, or no?
Well, I just wanted to show Annie that I used her technique.
Don't know what that says, but fantastic.
It's HW
homework.
HW homework.
Oh, well done.
It's MH.
So could you believe, what's at the base of why we don't forgive ourselves? What's at the base of it? You want to know what's at the base of it? I think we think we're that important.
We think we're that important? Is that what you just said?
I think we're that important.
Well, we are.
That
For us. To us.
that reminds me of a rabbi saying, talking to this person, the young person, and he was saying that he was concerned that God was angry at him, and he said, "Do you think that you're that important? I mean, God has so many things to do."
Thank you, Shmuley. I have a quote that I had brought today, not knowing that we were going to hit exactly where we are. But here's this quote from Thomas Merton. It's related. Let's see. It says this. It says, "The beginning of love is to let those we love be perfectly themselves and not to twist them to fit our own image. Otherwise, we love only the reflection of ourselves we find in them."
You're here.
Wow.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
The beginning of love is to let those we love be perfectly themselves, even if that's yourself.
Oh.
The beginning of love is to let those we love be perfectly themselves, mistakes and all. That and all. Self-criticism and all. Oh, I'm gonna zoom out. We had a few 2 weeks ago. I love this little thing, and we'll get back to Thomas Merton's quote in a second. A few weeks ago, I asked you to consider a person who needed an immense amount of love, and it was a person you were having a hard time liking. Do you remember how much you didn't like that exercise?
Oh yeah.
The assignment was to think about somebody who is in need of a lot of love and to consider that it might be a person who you're having a hard, difficult time with right now. And I wonder if we can't apply that reflexively back to ourselves.
Yeah.
The need of love is ourselves might be having a hard time liking right at this minute. I'll let that sit for a moment.
Yeah.
Take a look back at Thomas Merton. Here it comes. Let's
No
look
man's an island, man.
ourselves in. There we are. The beginning of love is to let those we love be perfectly themselves. The beginning of love is to let ourselves be perfectly ourselves and not to twist ourselves to fit into an image of ourselves that can't be. Otherwise, we love only the reflection of ourselves that we find in them. Well, that second part doesn't work for ourselves, but we're all right.
Ourselves.
Yeah. The beginning of love is to let those we love be perfectly themselves and not to twist them into our own image. Otherwise, we love only the reflection of ourselves we find in them. Hey, does anyone have a mom?
Oh.
No. Anyone have a mom? The beginning.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that
yes.
the question you need to ask?
Yes. 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 Yes.
I was just changing our focus slightly. The beginning of love is to let those we love be perfectly themselves. What happens when we finally let someone we're like, oh, that's who they are? What happens when we finally accept someone for who they are and you go, all right, I guess that's who they are.
That's just who they are.
You can let go of the pain you've been carrying for years.
Oh, damn, Rob, say that again. What happens?
You can let go of the pain that you've been carrying for years.
Oh, piggybacking on that, you realize that the other person is in pain and reflect that pain on you or projecting that pain on you.
I would also add that it gives you an option when you look at that. If it is so painful or so disagreeable that you have the right and almost the obligation to yourself. Separate yourself from that person.
I think you're absolutely.
And live your own life.
I do want to caution us again. We talked a little bit last week, and Ray, please don't take this as a personal. A lot of us have been doing it. Is to be wary when we're talking in the second person singular. What you learn is that you must. You should give.
Yes.
Back into that singular, or what I have learned.
Thank you.
That when
Jane and Emmett have a hand raised.
Okay.
I think what that quote reminds me of, or when I begin to realize that the person that I'm struggling with is just a person, and can I just accept, is that in the end, I'm also reminded that I might not be the most, that I might not be the easiest person to live with, that I have my stuff, that there are people who have problems, who struggle with me. So if I allow that person, and it takes time, if I allow that person the freedom and the right to just be themselves and to be in love with them, then I can also accept all the parts of me that aren't so fabulous.
Jane, you said, and you said something about the fact
fabulous.
Well, you just said something about that. It doesn't happen instantly. That it takes time to accept them for who they
Love Emmett's hair.
Me too.
My Matthew has that same look.
Thank you, Aunt Ellen.
Just woke up.
Oh, I lost my train a little bit there.
Train.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, accepting people for who they are. Let me try this one on. See how this fits you.
Starting. I promise.
To I can't
Bring
think.
it down.
Oscar Wilde. He said, if you dislike someone, the way that they hold their spoon will offend you.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
But if you like them, the way they hold, it's not so easy to write one thing while you're saying another. Their spoon will offend you. So if you dislike someone, the way they hold their spoon will offend you. But if you like them, oh, wait a second. Look at that. Oscar Wilde's doing it in the second person singular, as I just.
If I dislike someone.
Okay, we'll go back and change the quote in a second, but let me go. He said, if you dislike someone, the way they hold their spoon will offend you. But if you like them, anyone remember how it goes?
Dump a
They can
spaghetti
drop
bowl
a
on your
plate
lap
of-
and it's okay.
Drop the plate in your lap.
Spaghetti. Yeah, that's right. The
Yeah, I
spaghetti.
thought it was a plate of spaghetti.
I forgot the spaghetti part, but just go with me. And you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
You'd think it was hilarious.
If I dislike someone, the way they hold their spoon will offend me. But if I like them, they could drop a plate of food in my lap and I wouldn't mind. I might think it's hilarious. This has to do with accepting someone for who they are, which goes back to the Thomas Merton quote. If we accept them for exactly who they are, letting them know who they are, then how are we going to be offended by the way they hold their spoon?
Yeah.
If we accept someone for who they are, so if we're noticing their spoon, we're not accepting them for who they are. Whether phrase, someone help me out with that one, but it says something really short and pithy, like acceptance is this key, the solution to all my problems.
Oh, you from the, are you AA Big Book?
I might have heard it somewhere like that.
Yeah,
And acceptance is
about
the answer to all my problems today.
Yeah.
Whenever I am disturbed, it's because some person, place, thing or situation. I can't remember the next words.
You got it, Candace.
Anyway, has gone wrong in my life, and I can find no peace until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing, happens in God's world by mistake. Until I could accept my alcoholism, I could not stay sober. Unless I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy.
Unless I can accept life exactly on life's terms, I cannot be happy.
Unless I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need not to concentrate so much on what needs changing in the world as on what needs changing in me and my attitudes.
Excellent, excellent, Candace. You get a sticker.
You too. Raffle tickets.
Well, I've read the book once or twice in my life, kind of thing. So
we get a big hallelujah, amen. Is it true?
Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
I do appreciate though that Jane threw in there that it takes time. I really appreciate that.
Who's got time left in their life?
Practice.
It's all of us.
Yeah.
I want to do one thing before we conclude today. I want my little friend here. I want you to look at all these people's faces. There's Uncle Dan.
And Uncle Russ.
Uncle Russ. Hi. I want you to look at all these people. I am so ridiculously proud of you.
He is cavelling.
He's verklempt.
I will tell you more privately later, but I want you to look at all of these people and know that you are amazing. I can get any 13-year-old to be a parrot and memorize how to run a service, how to chant from a Torah. But I can also teach a parrot how to do that. A few years ago, I finished the service and we went into the second hour and I was uploading things and doing all the stuff on the computer. You were upstairs and you said, Dad, come say hi to my friends. And I was like, no, whatever. You were sitting on the couch in the living room. And you said again, Dad, come say hi to my friends. And I'm not stupid. You asked me a second time. I'm going to do it. And I thought it was just a Zoom you were doing with Brianna, with Ruby, and you. And I came over and you're sitting with these people who were on the screen. And you were not just with them, you were holding court with them.
Hey, I walked to my little friend.
I could not be more proud of you. And also say flattered, humble. I mean, for God's sakes, you wanted to come. They're like, no, Dad, I want to do it with you from your office. Folks, you cannot get a 13-year-old to do anything against their will.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you wanted to be here is just too beautiful. It's so lovely. I am proud of you and all of these people. Look at least Miss Betsy. There's Gammy. All these people think that you are stellar.
Sure do.
You know what Annie taught me? Annie taught me how to say no. Hold on, I wrote it down. She taught me that it's okay to say, well, she taught me how to say yes and be assured that yes is what I want to say. She taught me how to say no without guilt. She taught me how to say maybe with comfortable curiosity. And she also taught me how to say, you know what? I don't know that today, but I am confident somehow I can figure it out. I learned all of that from a 13-year-old young lady.
Sounds to me like that's growth
It's beautiful.
for all of us.
Amen.
Amen.
So, Bob, you have your hand up. And
I have another.
anyone who wants to know more about Bob, Bob is our featured spotlit person in the Religion Outside the Box online clubhouse. And if you want to see pictures of Bob when he was a monk with a beard that goes down to it's quite a visual. Go ahead, Bob. Thank you.
I have another joke for Annie.
Yeah.
What did one rabbit say to the other rabbit as they were crossing the street?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't speak rabbit.
I think I've heard this joke before. Here.
I'm going to end the live broadcast with that note. If everyone would take a moment, wave, and say goodbye, we'll say goodbye to all of us.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Nice job, Annie.
Thanks,
Bye.
Annie.
Good job, Annie.